okay, I believe in God. I trust him, but I want to die.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Croak and Crow podcast. We're just rolling along. We can't be stopped. We can't be stopped. I am Spencer Cartier.
And I am unstoppable.
And it is another week coming off of a nice weekend. Posted another Christian meme review. So check all that out on the channel.
Mm-hmm.
What else do we do? Worked on the van a little bit. I don't want to give away any spoilers, but we may have worked on the van.
We did work on the van.
We may have worked on the van. I'm not giving you specifics, but that video will be up. And we're not talking about that now.
You're going to want to watch it.
You're going to want to watch it. You're going to want to watch it, but right now we're not talking about that. You know what we're talking about? The fact that it is episode 40.
I don't know.
You don't know?
No, 45?
44 or 45, I think.
No, we did. I remember 44.
Because it's 4.
Yeah, we were like 4.
Yeah, you're
4.
right. That was opportunity. It is episode 45. That's my brother's favorite number.
I think it has a bad, scratch that. I think it is identifiable to a lot of people at this time for another reason.
President?
Yeah.
POTUS?
They call him 45.
Yeah, there's been a lot of presidents, hasn't there? 45? Oof.
No,
all right.
There's been...
45.
There should have been more because a lot of them had...
Double terms. Yeah. Still. I'm going to be president number 49.
Okay.
Well, yeah, that sounds like it would work. It would be four more presidents. Let's say half of them get 8 years.
Numbers.
That's 16.
Numbers are
half the
not
other gets
my
4.
friends.
24 years. I'll be 48. It's perfect. President 49. It is a start of the week podcast, and we're always come off a little rusty on the start of the week. But today we're not going to.
Not me.
Not you?
No. When I see that light go on that says on air.
Yeah.
And when I hear the it sounds sort of like that school bell, like, and it's for the everyone in the studio to know that something's happening. Yeah. You just
snap into action.
Yeah, and I'm ready.
Well, if you're so ready to go as you say you are. Oh, Frank's here. We didn't introduce Frank today.
Oh, Frank needs no introduction.
You know him, but there he is.
He's flexing some gold today.
All right. What is the topic? What are we talking about?
Listen, the topic today is not one word, which we did previously a few times. Yeah, it is a sentence. It's a quote. It's very popular. You've heard it. You might have said it to people. And that is, God never gives you more than you can handle.
God never gives you more than you can handle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like that. I've thought about it a bunch.
Yeah, I mean, you can't escape it because it's everywhere.
Yeah.
Is it a direct quote from the Bible? No.
Do you know where the origin is from?
Well, what I think the origin, or what people think the origin is from I think it's one of the Corinthians letters, and that's what they're referring to. But if you look at that passage, the passage talks more about God will never tempt you.
Yeah.
And if you get tempted, he will give you a way out.
Yeah.
So it's not exactly word for word of what people are saying. People think, they'll say, God said he will never give you more than you can handle. Okay, who did he say that to? When did he say it? And Mother Teresa, just to set the groundwork here. Mother Teresa, do you know her?
I've heard of her.
Yeah. Mother Teresa famously said, God never gives more than you can handle. And then she added on the end, I just wish he didn't have so much trust in me or faith in me or something like that.
Yeah.
So then everyone thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah.
Kind of funny on one hand and kind of inspirational on the other, because it's like, Sometimes when you look at a Mother Teresa type person, you think that it's easy for them and that, they have the whole power of the Holy Spirit and they're just, taking care of all the orphans
breezing on by
in India, But she was like, ooh, okay, he thinks I can do it. I don't know if I can do it. So she worked on that quote, but the quote stands by itself.
Yeah. No, I like the quote, and for that reason. It's everyone goes through struggles and stuff and has these feelings in life where it's like, this is too much for one guy to handle. But if you have this faith in a God and you believe in sort of that concept, then you can sort of take it on the chin. It's like when you're at a job and the boss gives you like something that's like seems like out of your realm. It's like, whoa, you trust me with that? You trust me taking the trash out? My bosses didn't have much faith in me, so that's the most I get to do. But yeah, it gives you the strength to know, and in your darkest times, be like, shoot, I must be strong to be able to handle this. And that's why I'm always pushing. I don't push. That's not me. When I said pushing just now, I didn't mean it.
Underlining.
That's why I'm always underlining the importance of having some kind of faith. I'm not telling you what kind of faith. That's not me. That's not what I do. I'm saying to have some sort of higher being, whether it be the universe, a God by any name, whatever. Having something external that gives you this feeling of I am not alone. There is a path for me. I am being protected. Makes you be able to go through all these obstacles. Because so much of when this quote you just said needs to be used is when you're feeling alone and when you're feeling like I can't handle it. And as soon as you say, can we handle it? Like God puts his faith into me. And am I smarter than God? Do I know more than him of like, no, but you don't understand. Like, it's been a really tough day. Like, I'm really tired. No, he's like, I know you can do it. I know you. And I have faith in you.
So, you do believe the quote or you don't believe the quote?
I believe the quote. Did that come off not like I
No, it? I think it's just my own mind is confused because when I read about it, a lot of people say it's an unfair thing to say to people that, it's blaming God for making bad things happen in the world.
Yeah.
So people will say, wow, not only did my iguana die, but my house burnt down and my car was repossessed and my foot got stuck in a bear trap.
Yeah.
And then the next neighbor says, well, God only gives you what you can handle. And people get mad and they say like, that sounds terrible. Mm-hmm. So I was just wondering.
Yeah, it's tough because I think you're right. It is a nice bumper sticker statement. Mm-hmm. That's what I call these things. I said they're a bumper sticker statement. But in general, I don't think it's God saying, okay, she's going to get cancer. Her car is going to get totaled and her dog is going to run away. I don't think it's that. I think really it's not as impactful as like God can get you through anything.
Right.
It doesn't need to be so literal, but it's nice to know on just a personal scale. Because when you hear that, with God, you'll be fine. Then someone's like, I'm severely depressed.
Right.
Like, get out of my face with those sentiments of everything will be fine. So on a personal level, it's nice to have that relationship and say, no, like I trust that God knows that I can get through this.
Right.
He's got my back.
Yeah, because, you talk often about, does God make bad things happen in the world?
Yeah.
So if he's not making bad things happen in the world, then he's not doling out. Like he's not saying, I'm going to give Spencer, the 2 extra arms because I know Verona couldn't handle it. He's not doing that. Like you were born with 4 arms because if you were.
Hey guys, I've been hiding something for a while.
If you were, it's not because God said, I'm asking you. It's not because God said, like, you know what? This guy would be able to handle that better. She would never be able to handle 4 arms.
Yeah, that's sort of what I'm saying. Because you always have to think inversely with it. And it's like, that's why I always bring up why does bad things happen in the world? It's because great things happen in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And so with that, it isn't like, you shouldn't look at it directly as God put forth, these actual roadblocks, but those are the roadblocks of life that they just come up all the time. And it's important to know that you are strong enough to overcome them.
So are we all equally able to handle? When you hear this quote and you'll say, God will never give you more than you can handle. Is the you plural? God will never give us? Because I think a lot of people look at it like how I just explained it, which was, like, why did God make all, my fish swim away from me? Oh, he must have thought I could handle it. Like, it's not individual.
No, I think it's general.
Mm-hmm.
And, and like, it doesn't necessarily mean like, don't put a smile on your face because you can handle it. Like, what's the story of that dude who had just the worst life?
Job?
Yeah, Job. You know what I mean? Like, that is a story of Job was like, please kill me. I hate this.
Mm-hmm.
This sucks. And so, you might look at that story and say, why did God put him through that? But if you look at it from a symbolic point of view, it's like, the guy wasn't like, don't worry. It was like, okay, I believe in God. I trust him, but I want to die.
Yeah.
And
this is a struggle. Which sounds like what Mother Teresa was saying.
Yeah. But
as well.
The whole point of the story of Job was the fact that God had faith, that his faith was strong enough to get through even the worst thing. And that's what I'm saying. Like, so obviously in that example, it was like he put this stuff on him, but I think the you is more plural. And I think that's one of the good things about the book of Job is, like I said, I think that's a symbolic story through
Definitely,
and through.
Yeah. But I like it because I just feel, the misery loves company. Like, there is a comfort in not everybody in this book of the Bible, this collection of books, was the golden child and running down rainbows. It was like, I don't know. It just makes me feel comforted to know that humans have hard times. And so instead of like thinking, God doesn't give me anything I can't handle, as long as I keep pushing and get through it, I'll be a millionaire with a golden house. It might not. It's not what it means of you can handle. It's just that you're strong enough to keep your faith, even in times of struggle. Right.
You might struggle your whole entire life.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean, oh, God forgot about me.
Right. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. No.
The statement isn't saying, like, I'm going to ignore you because I know you can handle it.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah.
And when you were first talking, I mean, I think that was the most important part. That's not really the quote, but it's the most important part. We can handle everything because he's handling it for us.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that boss who you're like, oh, he's going to let me take out the trash or whatever. Like, if you knew that he was coming with you and his hands had trash in it as well. And he knew the code for the dumpster. Like, so of course he knew you could handle it.
Yeah.
Yeah. He didn't go on vacation and be like, I hope he threw the trash out. It's like always with you.
Always with you. He was always with Job, even when Job was on the last bit of happiness he had. But yeah, so I think it's just important to know.
Yeah.
It's important to know that we are in a world that is a system and that we can get through anything. It might be a struggle. You might be struggling your entire life.
Yeah.
But what is getting through something? It's living a life in the most meaningful way that you can.
Right.
And so it doesn't necessarily mean you'll eventually get to kick your feet up in, Niagara Falls. Because that's where you want to kick your feet up.
Did you go over? Like, is it in a barrel?
It might be tough and a struggle for your whole life, but you can get through it, and you will see the promised land.
Yeah. And again, to play around with the quote, it doesn't say God doesn't give you anything you can't succeed at.
Yeah, that's sort of the
it's
point.
It's like, can I endure it?
Yeah.
Yes, you can endure it.
Yeah.
You can
keep chugging along.
Keep
your faith
through it.
Other than that, like I said, I'm not just pound home Job this entire time, but it was it even a happy ending? What happened at the end?
I can't remember because it went on and on and on.
It went on. It was like, I was like, when I was reading it, I'm like, oh my God, this poor guy.
So for people who don't know the story, go ahead.
So
is it Old Testament? I always have to find out.
I don't really remember, but was there like the devil and God have like a...
Well, regardless of how it started, it just ends up that we're going to now have a story.
Okay. Well,
chapter after chapter.
Chapter after. So God had faith that his followers were true followers. And Job was a man who, I think, don't attack me if I'm wrong, but I think it was like a devil or demon saying he'll lose faith. As soon as his life's not good, he'll lose faith. And then, all right, bet. So Job then proceeded to have the word, like his skin felt like it was on fire for every day, every hour. He went blind. His friends would come around and mock him. And it was pages and pages of just this man being tortured. And he was literally asking for death. He was like, death would be better.
Yeah, it's like the complaining book of the Bible. He just keeps complaining and complaining and complaining.
But he doesn't lose faith. And it's my skin feels like it's on fire. It feels like it's melting off of me. I want to die. I wanted to die 6 days ago. But I still have faith in the Lord. That's unwavering, as the kids say. And so I don't really know how it ended. I don't think it ended with like...
I don't know how it started or how it ended or why it was happening. But what I know is that this human being who was written about in the Bible went through so much, so many challenges, so many trials and tribulations, and that these things happen.
These things happen.
You're not singled out. You know, you're not the only person that bad things have ever happened to.
No.
And the best thing you can do, and what he did was he kept an open communication with God.
It's the most important thing, and it goes back to the original topic of never gives you things you can't handle. I think you could add like with God, you know, like or whoever you're believing in. It's this. You're not alone.
Yeah.
Like, as much as you struggle, and you will life's about struggle.
Yeah.
You are not alone. I am here for you.
Right.
Like you said, like the whole purpose of Jesus. What was the whole purpose of Jesus? Was to live a fully human life.
Right.
And to see the struggles of human, to see what hunger feels like.
Yeah.
To show what suffering looks like, and it wasn't. Whoa. This is all wrong. It's all about keeping the faith.
Right. Yeah. So I think we have to say what the word handle would mean, because I think that's what the problem of the quote is.
There's nothing that you can't handle.
Like
yeah.
Like if you say to someone, you know, I need
this situation handled.
I need the situation handled. What are they asking you? So is the word handle, and like, I don't know, I haven't checked the different editions of the Bibles or the different translations.
Yeah.
Maybe there's other words being used. Oh, right. It's not even in the Bible. Right. Okay. So when they say handle, like, does it just mean you can see this and you're going to be okay? You know?
And that's where I think you're right. And I think that is the word that turns it from something that works across the board to a bumper sticker statement where there's nothing you
don't think about it too much.
You can't handle, like, you'll get this. Where I think like it doesn't sound as good, but the word should be like endure.
Yeah.
You know, like there's nothing that the Lord puts in front of you that he knows you can't endure.
Right.
And that is the fact.
Yeah.
Handle, you can like I said, you might have some mental things that it's a lifetime disability.
Yeah.
And enduring it is handling it. You know, like if you are a believer in the afterlife and all that jazz, than
all that jazz.
Enduring a life of going through trials and tribulations while still living the best life you can. When you complete it, you handle it.
Right.
You did it. Congratulations. Right. You did it. And so that's
you were there. So, so we'll think about the fact that God is always with us.
Yeah.
So this higher power is always with us. We're never alone. When you think you're alone and you look all around and there's nobody, there hasn't been anybody for the longest time, you're still not alone.
Yeah.
And then say something's happening. You're watching an alien invasion. You see all
TBD. Counting down the days.
You see all the ships landing there on the horizon. Are you handling it? Like, do you have guns? Are you, you know what I'm saying? Are you doing it? You just being there.
Yeah.
Okay. Being there with God. And this is happening while you're here on earth. That's enough. You're handling it. Hey,
you know what who I'm gonna bring up?
Who?
The man of the hour.
Who?
Mr. JC. Tell me, did he handle that situation or did he endure it? He endured it, which meant he handled it. Look at from when he got arrested to his death.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, did Jesus handle the situation? That's funny because I saw him, crucified.
Yeah.
But even to one point where he looks up to the heavens and says, "Why have you forsaken me?"
Right.
In that moment, it's this thought of, oh, but how you just said, God, well, you can handle anything God puts at you. Jesus, God on earth himself was like, I can't handle this, but he did because he endured it without losing his faith. Well,
because when you think you have to do more than just be.
Yeah.
And if you go back, 2 podcasts by now, to be still.
Be still.
Be still and know that I am God. So if you are being still and knowing that he is God, you're handling it.
Yeah, exactly.
And so when people say like, oh, I didn't think you could handle it, or, how are you handling it? They're putting their own definition of handling.
Yeah.
They're making it into something that you don't even know. Like, I don't even know what you mean by that.
Yeah.
Like, if something, like it say I lost my job and then my neighbor said, oh, how are you handling it? Like, are they asking like, how am I looking for a new job?
Yeah.
Am I going to kill my old boss? Am I here? Am I experiencing it? I'm unemployed. I'm handling it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was a good example. How you, like, when someone asks, how are you handling it? I'm handling it. I'm getting by.
Yeah.
Day by day. And then that's what it means, I think, in this context.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't mean think of it, everything as like a roadblock. Yeah, don't think of it. I think that, I'm going to use a little analogy here. It's what is it, 400-meter race when you run one time around the track?
I have no idea.
Let's say a 400-meter race. People think there's nothing God puts in front of you that you can't handle.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people think that means he's putting up things to jump over.
Right.
And there will never be something that is too high for your little legs to jump over. Don't think of it like that. Think of it like you got a ball and chain on your leg. And and you still have to run the race.
Okay.
And in that sense, you can handle it.
Mm-hmm.
You can walk, you can take your time. It'll always be there. And I think when you think of it like that, it makes a lot more sense. And it's like, okay, well, this weight's heavy and it's making this 400 meters harder.
Right.
But I can handle it.
Right.
And it's not once you're over, you're over. It's you have to run the whole race, that race being life.
Right.
Maybe with different level weights on your legs.
Well, yeah. We did talk about that at one point, saying, when you compare yourself, that the next person just danced around the track and they leapt over the hurdles. You're both in the same race, but you're both dealing with different things.
Yeah.
So if you were just able to drag the ball around, so you think that God doesn't tempt us and doesn't make bad things happen to us, but do you think that there are tests? Because I remember we talked about tests at some point. Remember we were like, life is just tests.
Yeah.
I think it might have been the suicide podcast where we were like, there's always tests. So just pray. Oh, pray was equaling study.
I'm so torn on this question.
Okay.
Because in one hand, I do believe in tests because it's like, I don't know. But then on the other hand, I'm like, I have this whole philosophy of like God created a system.
Mm-hmm.
We have free will.
Mm-hmm.
There's not involvement on either side. That's why good and bad can happen. So in that sense, I'm like, can he be meddling? Putting tests in front of people? I don't know. I'm going to say yes. Final answer. Buzz it in. Yes, you can be put through tests.
You can be put through tests, or you can just be offered the test. Because
I think I'm going to say offered. Maybe that will like give me both sides of the
okay,
option.
so I loved what you said the other day, and it bears repeating. Which was God opens doors, but he doesn't push you through.
God opens doors for you. He doesn't push you through doors. I said that. Quote that. I want to one day walk into a living room and like, you know, like middle-aged women, they have all like the little quotes on the walls.
No, like needlepoint.
Yeah. And I want to say, and it says, God doesn't.
That's your dream.
What?
Like, why would it be in the lobby of, you know, a really important building? Why would it be in the living room in needlepoint?
Yeah, and just like a random like,
carved in stone on like a really important building.
No, I don't want that because that's too commercial. I want to know that one grandmother knitted that and said, "Oh,
you mean
Spencer.
A stranger?"
Yeah, what'd you think?
I thought you meant an actual relative. That's why I thought I was like, dream bigger.
Well, yeah, that would be big. One day, I hope I can write that on a piece of paper and put it on my fridge. No, I meant like I show up at a house. Of course, being the normal guy. Of course,
that's better than a building. Of course, okay. I thought you just meant because I thought you said I'm going to go into the living room, and I was like,
I'd walk because I imagine you open the door and you're in the living room.
Some other person's house, but I thought you meant our house.
No, not our house.
I was gonna start needle pointing for you.
If only.
I don't know how to needle point, so we're gonna have to start with a way smaller quote than that one.
All right, now let's get on with it. So what was the quote again?
Yeah. God opens doors, but he doesn't push you through them.
Yes. Whoever said that is a smart guy.
So therefore, with the tests, it's being offered. Like the SAT is being offered on Saturday at the cafeteria, yes. But you can sleep through it.
Yes,
which I have.
That helps me answer my own dilemma of do we get tests or not.
Okay,
it goes with the last podcast of opportunity.
Okay,
and God, he like it's literally like I'm not gonna bring up the boat story again. But I think a test is like that. Put things in front of you, and then you can turn them down and say no.
Yeah.
I mean. And so I think that is sometimes you got to take the path less traveled because that is the path you're meant to go down.
Yes.
I don't know. What do I know?
A lot. But the good thing is on Earth, there's so many options. You can be speedy. You can be slow. You can be loud. You can be quiet. You can be in the woods. You can be in the city. So there's not one. Even on the memes, which check it out, it's short and funny.
Christian meme review.
Yeah. You on one of them you mentioned like there's not just one way. I was thinking, was it going to church? And I was praying. It was don't just pray once a day and expect that you're going to have comfort. And you said you can say one line in the morning or and that could be your prayer or 0, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's so interesting because I don't know if I've ever said it on here, but I have said that I love the 23rd Psalm, and I know the whole thing and I can recite the whole thing. There are times when I can't get past the Lord is my shepherd. Period. Stop. Take a nap. Have a sandwich. Wake back up. Watch Netflix. Like that's all I can do.
Yeah.
And that's enough.
That's enough. Yeah. That's one of the memes that got me a little felt some type of way because I think there's so much this. I know the way. And that's what turns people away. When you tell someone like, oh, you only prayed once a day. And it's like, all right, you get this heart. I'm not going to pray at all. And it's like, that's not what it's about.
Right.
It could literally not even be a prayer. Every day I just look up at the sunshine and feel feel the love around me.
Yeah.
And that is your spiritual thing of the day.
Right.
And it's like to tell someone, that's not how you do it. I think it's just so condescending.
Right. So we will vote on that quote. The Lord never gives us more than we can handle, And I told you before, we need paddles. Do we agree with this?
Yeah, that'd be nice.
I'll
look into some paddles.
Final.
Or we could probably make it.
Yeah.
Just stencil, some spray paint.
Sounds hard.
We can make a whole episode about it.
Oh, we can make it during the episode.
I don't know about that.
Why?
I think they come out so bad, and we get paint everywhere. Maybe future.
Well,
episode.
that would be spray paint. But if we used like paint, you could just dab it on there.
Okay. So are we agreeing on?
Now that we've dissected it, I can agree with it.
I'm in the middle.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm in the middle. Just kidding. Tricked you.
Plot twist.
No, I agree with it. And when I said in the middle, it's just because I agree with it, but I want to caveat it with, there's nothing on earth that I don't think we can handle. Mm-hmm. And handle doesn't mean get through. I'm just doing the whole podcast condensed.
No, that's good.
Jesus died on the cross, but he handled his situation. Job had the worst life, and he handled his situation, and that was by enduring it. And that's what it's about. God will never put anything in front of you that you can't endure, that will force you to lose your faith.
Look at the Blessed Mother. If you look at her role in the Bible, it's sort of just a spectator from what they wrote about her. I don't know what really happened, Yeah. But could she, was she handling it? Did she handle Jesus's career? Did she handle? No, she,
Yeah.
She was there, and this is what happened, and she was there.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what it's all about. There's nothing that bigger than God. There's nothing that it's like, no, this is personally too hard for me. And it's like, it's hard. And you might have to run around that 400-meter track of life with 50 pounds on your ankles. And you're like, it's going to take me a week to do this. And it might. And you might see someone gallivanting around.
Right.
And they don't even have weights. They have like balloons that are making them lighter.
Right.
And
they're like holding on to you because they keep floating away.
Yeah. And in those times, it's just, I know I'm going to finish.
Yeah.
It might take me a while. I know it's harder for me than it is for other people.
Right.
But I got God and anime on my side.
I have the power of God and anime on my side. Wait,
yeah. Just draw it into existence.
Exactly. But I think that about does it for today's podcast. Once again, check out our other little short videos. We've been making quite a few these days. Christian memes and travel videos and all that jazz. We'll be back to
TikTok.
Check out our TikTok if you want some goofs. We make a few goofs.
Dancing.
Follow the Instagram. What else? Subscribe if you liked the video. Become part. What do we call this? The lunch table. This isn't a preacher. This isn't.
Oh yeah, I was like a lunch table, but I see you're saying you're just.
Yeah, this isn't the preachy show where
you just take a break from your day and we all talk to each other.
Yeah, just sit down at the lunch table, grab a bag of Frito-Lays and a Gatorade, and sit down and talk in the comments by yourselves. Have a little self-reflection after the show. Whatever. It's all fun and games until someone gets hurt.
Okay.
But that is our show. We'll be back tomorrow. Podcast number 46.
Yeah.
We're coming up on 50.
46. Joe Biden.
Peace.